Well, look around your home, your garage, your closets. Do you stress out when you see all the clutter? Getting organized and simplifying your life does make life easier. The trouble is, where do you start? You can start by calling someone like Birdie Brennan, a professional organizer, and she joins me today. Birdie, so nice to see you.
Thanks.
The big question, where to start? I bet that's the overwhelming part for some people. They just can't pull that trigger.
Knowing where to start, they just feel overwhelmed. So you start small and start where it bugs you the most. Or you can make a big visual difference, and that way you'll want to keep going.
It's interesting when we talk about the mentality of people who collect and clutter, and you said a lot of folks are kind of embarrassed even to give you a call, and that really is the norm because we're all kind of clutters, aren't we?
That's the mentality, just keeping, and we're so busy. You just don't take the time, you bring things in and you don't take the time to let things go that have lost their value to you anyway.
So how do you encourage people to get started, Birdie?
Well, start small and start with something that bugs you so that you see a difference, and then you'll start keep going with the process.
Part of that process, I would think, would be letting go of some things, as you mentioned. When you are called in, you're a third party. Does that make it a little easier for you to say to these folks, let's step back? Do you really need this or that or whatever?
It's always easier when you're not emotionally tied to it. So I can ask the questions and get people starting to think. And they've called me for a reason. They've called me because they want to simplify their lives. So asking the right questions, and if they're ready, they let go.
And it is interesting when you say simplify lives, because really that can stress people out, can't it?
It can. It's their belonging, it's very personal, they've touched it, so it can be stressful.
We have some pictures of some of the organizing that you've done. So part of it is to help folks say what they can say goodbye to. The other is then, how do you get it organized?
Well, first you have to know what they have, what they're going to keep. So you have to do a little sorting process and figure out what it is that they're going to keep and the space they're going to keep it in. And that's where I can be helpful because I know what products and what systems are out there, so we can use the space efficiently to keep what they want.
It's very personal, isn't it, when you go in to work with these folks?
Very personal. We touch everything they own.
The best part is when someone gives you a call, then you can start right away, and that's sort of the first step. But you said you work with different systems, so making that personal is what not only works for them, but also in their space.
Right, right. It has to work. That's why we have a toolbox of so many things that we can choose from. There's
a picture I want to show, a before and after, which is probably, I would think, one of those things that most people aren't quite to this issue where there's just so much stuff you can't walk through the room. And then the after is amazing. How did you start or know where to start, Birdie, with this client? It's like, wow, it's gone. It looks great.
Well, it was a 1.5-year process.
Yeah.
And we actually started in the garage, which may not make sense, but after walking through her space and really talking to her, she hadn't lived for so long that she didn't know what she needed and what she didn't need. She'd had so many crafts. She's a great lady and had so many crafts, and she wasn't ready to let go of a lot of it because she didn't know what she could do or what she was going to do once she got her condo back. So we started in the garage so that we created some space. And then when we worked through the house, we did that hallway first, and we had a place to put the things that needed to go elsewhere.
What a psychological type person you are when you, I mean, the psychological part of this is really interesting to me.
It was a great project. It was a great project. And when I started, I couldn't sit down in the house. You know, there was no horizontal surface.
So how do you know she won't go back to old habits, or do any of your clients, so that what you help them with to get that stress-free unclutter, that they don't go back?
We maintain. It was a long process.
Right.
And, you know, we'd sort. She'd make decisions on what she had in front of her, and then, of course, when we moved into another area, there would be more like items, so it would, as a continual sorting process. But she loved her space, and she maintains it.
And that's true for all your clients? You kind of give them ways to keep going on their own?
Right, right. That's why it's best if I work with the person. You know, sometimes someone calls me in and wants me just to do it on my own. But if the homeowner's there working with us, they're part of the process, they take ownership, and they know how to do other areas themselves or how to go through it again and maintain.
Well, I hope we've given some folks permission to give you a call, Birdie, that it don't feel bad. We're all there.
No embarrassment, no judgment.
We've had your phone number up for folks to give you a call, Birdie. Thanks. Very interesting.
You're welcome.